Hello and welcome to episode 42 of the Geek Heart Games podcast. I'm your host Cody Tetrick alongside my friend Sam Suvak. Sam, Merry Geekmas and Happy Holidays. How are you doing?
Oh, Merry Geekmas to you. I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here podcasting tonight. It's been a long day, week. I don't know. It's just been long.
It's
the
been
holiday season, man. It gets to you.
It's been a very long week. Yeah, it does. Like, I don't know. Like, there's just something like the weeks dragged on, and I was like, I have 4 days off. Like, I have the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I'm like, can't wait for it. But the week was so slow, and I was like, oh my gosh.
What's really bad is I took off on Wednesday, so I wasn't even at work, but the whole day, Cody, I was cleaning house and decorating for Christmas. So, like, I was on my feet all day doing stuff, and that wore me out too. So
yeah. Like it was just, and I'm just really looking forward to Christmas. There's video games, stuff happening. Like, it's gonna be exciting. Good food. I mean, the family I could take or leave. I'm just kidding.
Oh, quick important alert. We're gonna knock on wood right now, but so far it appears that Aloy is a very good cat who has no interest in destroying the Christmas tree. So
that is very good.
It was a really pleasant surprise.
That's nothing you gotta be worried about.
It's like you didn't know what was gonna happen. It was like, well, gotta wait and see here. But she's been very good, so I'm proud of her.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're here to talk about video games. And wait, what's that? Hold on. Jerry from the studios coming in. He's handing me a package. This apparently was left at my doorstep. What's happening? Oh, appears I have a package for Cody the Geek Teacher. What is this? Who could send me this? Well, let's open it. Let's just see what. Oh, what's it? There's a card. It's from GameStop. Oh, here we go. We're getting sponsored, aren't we? Breaking in the big dough, guys.
Yeah.
A message for you. Merry Geekmas, love Sam. Oh, Sam, this is from you.
Sorry.
How did you plan this? Did you work with Jerry? Jerry, you stinker.
We're not sponsored just yet. I know that's disappointing.
I know. That's the thing we want. We're looking for 2019, guys. Back to Patreon. That's what we need. Guys, Sam got me Tetris Effect. You can't see it because it's so shiny, but it's not been unwrapped.
Yay!
I mean, the packaging could have been a little better. It came a little teared. I didn't even tear into it. It was just automatically open. Like, who would have done that?
That's weird. Does somebody screen your mail? Like,
maybe. I mean,
I don't know.
Did you send some money in here by chance?
No, not this time. So.
Not this time?
No, it's all good.
I need that rent money when you can. Okay. Thank you so much, Sam. So, Sam is my best friend in the whole world, and I love her so much. So, why don't you tell them what you got me? Because you got me Tetris Effect. I'm so fucking excited to play this even more because I played the beta like back during Extra Life weekend. But what did I get you? What did I surprise you with?
Okay, well, there's two things here, and one of them I haven't opened yet because
that's true. Yes.
It came from Amazon and it was gift wrapped in this nice little bag, and it looks so nice. I'm like, I probably shouldn't open it till Christmas because we'd had a discussion earlier, and you like flip flopped about whether I should wait for Christmas or not, and so I decided to wait for that. But the day before I got that one, I guess this one was my birthday present that was just a little late. Or which one is my birthday present? Which one's Xmas? Does it matter?
Technically, the book was your Xmas present, and the other thing was more timely at the time, and that was supposed to be your birthday present, but it hadn't restocked. Also, I selected gift wrapping on both of them, and only one came gift wrapped apparently.
Oh,
so thanks a lot, Amazon. You stole my $5.
Yeah, you need to take that up with them because it was not gift wrapped, but it was awesome. So it's The Art of Titanfall 2. I should have brought it in here. It's a big coffee table book, and it's so cool. It has like all kinds of the scenery, the Titans themselves, the pilots, some of the guns, and it has like little histories and notes about them and stuff from like the game developers in there. So it's really cool. I was really excited when I got that. So thank you, Cody, for that. I did have to go play some Titanfall 2 the night that I opened that because I was like, man, suddenly in the mood. So, but yeah.
I was like, what is Sam really like? Resident Evil and Titanfall 2. You'd be shocked to know that there's not a lot of Resident Evil merchandise out there.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2, on the other hand, not that much either, but I saw the art book and I was like, she would like this a lot. So.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. So thank you. So we've had a good holiday season so far.
Hell yeah. And we hope you guys at home are also having a good Geekmas, and you hope get all the video games you want and art books you want if you like art books.
Yeah.
I've never been a big art book person. I'm not sure if I just never gotten. I don't actually think I've ever gotten any, but they're cool.
Yeah.
But
Also,
anyways, we're here to talk about video games.
wait, I was gonna say I forgot. So I addressed your package, Cody the Geek T-Trick, so that you would know that it was something different and it wasn't something that you ordered but yourself. And then after I did that, I was like, oh, I should have just done Cody Geek Trick. I was like, that would have been funny.
That. I'll let that one slide. What's funny is it came while I was at work today, and my brother was here at the house, and he was like, "Hey, Cody the Geek," and I was like, "It's my Christmas gift from Sam." Make fun of me, like, I enjoyed it. So,
hey, being called the geek is a-okay, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah,
we're all the geeks, so
exactly
the geek tricks.
So that'll be our fan. We're not the geek. No one is the geeker. The geek tricks. I can't even say that word.
Geek tricks. It's hard to say, but I like it. The geek tricks.
All right, well, we're here to talk about some video games. And it's been a slow news week, so we're gonna do some video games, and then we're gonna talk about some looking back on 2018 stuff. But to start off, I've been playing a puzzle game called Serial Cleaner. In this game, it's exactly like it sounds. You are cleaning up murders. And it's kind of interesting. It's a 2D like hide and seek puzzle game where like there are cops roaming the levels and you have to hide from them.
Oh wait, because like did you do the murder and now you've got to clean up before they find it?
You work for like the mafia, from what I can understand. And
okay.
You show up to these. You get hired to show up to these scenes and clean up the bodies.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got an interesting story to it because like, so you are the cleaner, as they call you, and you live at home with your mom. And you apparently like you're cool with cleaning up dead bodies, first of all, but also you like to have mementos for every cleanup. So like the first mission, you pick up like the dude's pocket watch. It's like a silver pocket watch, and so you pick up his pocket watch, pick up his dead body, you put the body in the car, and I guess you could dump it somewhere. And the second mission, you're hired because a hit went wrong, and now there's like 3 dead bodies at a boxing gym.
Oh dear.
And like, what's cool is before you even leave the house to go clean up these bodies, there's like a radio that's talking about how like the mafia has been tied to these rigged boxing matches, and on the TV they're like talking about this upcoming fight with the world heavyweight champ. So then you go to the scene of the crime, and what is the trophy you're going to pick up but the world heavyweight title? And it's like, okay, like it's pretty cool.
That's neat.
And like the first couple levels are pretty easy. Like there's only 1 or 2 cops, and then like they give you like places to hide. So like if you can sneak around the cops, and like you can get into places and like wait for them to make their routes, because I've noticed they make the same route over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope in like later levels it gets more varied. But it's this game I've like seen on like sale tons of times, and I was just like, eventually I want to pick that up because it just seems like an interesting game.
Hold on, real quick. Would you say this was like a real cheap game? Like real cheap? Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't buy this. It's so cheap. It's probably bad. Is that like how cheap it was? Was it?
Yeah, it was $3.
Oh my gosh! And so you're saying you made a good decision buying this game?
You didn't let me finish my review.
Oh shit! Is it gonna turn bad? Have I just?
It gets a little stale real quick.
Okay.
Because like if you get caught by the cops chase you down. There's no way to get fucking away from them, I've noticed. And they bonk you in the head and you restart the level. And like sometimes the bodies move, but it seems like there is 1 or 2 fixed spots that the bodies move, because like you're like resetting the level, I guess.
Oh, I was like, the bodies move? They're dead. I don't understand.
They start dead, so they're just skying around the building. No. So there's like 1 or 2 spots that the bodies will move. Okay. So like it and like there's no incentives to there's no like, oh, you beat on your first time on the mission, like here's a gold star. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing like that. It's just the entire point is just to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like there's just no incentive or drive to keep playing the game other than to get to the next level. And like I don't think there's much of a story besides like you're the cleaner and you like picking up these trophies. Like I don't think like halfway through the story I'm gonna stop cleaning up dead bodies. Like I think it's a puzzle game. Like come on. And so like I had fun with it for a little while, but I think it is worth it. It's $3 that's on sale for right now.
I was gonna say, was it $3 worth of fun? If it was, you made a good choice.
Yeah, and then, like it's got this nice like 70s vibe to it. Like the music is very like from that 70s show, kind of reminds me of. And like it's got a cool art style, and I liked what I played of it. I don't think I'll go back to it. But it's this game that I've seen on sale multiple times, and I was like, finally, like, all right, let me bite the bullet and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
So if you
sometimes
enjoy
it's a
these
good
kind
decision to buy a cheap game.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes not.
You get enough enjoyment out of it to pay back that $3. It's fine.
Okay.
It's good.
But if you enjoy these kind of like 2D like hide and seek puzzle games, like definitely give it a shot. Maybe you'll enjoy more of it than I did. But yeah, that was a serial cleaner. It was all right. It's not for me, I guess.
Worth the $3.
Worth the $3. Worth $3. It was $3.14 because Louisiana has some bullshit state tax. And I was like, whatever.
Well, I mean, technically, let's not get into taxes. Okay, it's fine. No.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Sam, you played the Aftercharge Beta. Why don't you tell me about that?
I'm glad you just said the name of it because I was about to call it Aftershock. That's not right. It's Aftercharge. I'm glad you got it right.
Oh, good for me.
Yeah, so this is a game that we saw on the Kind of Funny showcase, and it's a PvP 3 versus 3. One team plays as invisible robots that are trying to destroy these batteries or generator power sources, and then the other team are the enforcers, and they are trying to kill all of the robots before they destroy all of the generators. Okay, that's the premise. Now each side has different characters which have different abilities, and so you can kind of pick and choose. Like some are better at like building structures, like you can build the enforcers can build like walls to kind of block stuff off, or they can plant a portable, not really portable, like once they plant it there, but like another smaller generator away from the others. So like if you're off doing something, you could have your generator right there, because the generators are important for both sides. Because like the enforcers, they've all got different types of guns, and every time you shoot a bullet, it uses one of your power cubes. And so when your power runs out, you got no weapons left, and so you've got to go back to a generator to recharge. Now, the enforcers have a sensor mechanism, so if they're pointed in the right direction where there's an invisible robot, they'll get a ping, so they can kind of tell where they are. And then, like, if you shoot one, it'll appear, and, like, as long as it's in your eyesight, you'll still be able to see it. But if, like, it can get away from you for a second, it'll disappear again until you can find it again. And so the robots have special abilities, too. I don't remember what the robot abilities were. Like, I remember, like, all these enforcer ones, because, like, they had ones where, like, you could highlight an area and have, like, a bunch of, like, rockets come down on it, and you could, like, shoot a little thing to highlight if there's any robots in the area. So basically, the first few games I played, I was playing as one of these invisible robots, and I was having a real rough time of it, Cody. I was like, dude, this game, it's a nice concept, but it is super unbalanced because these enforcers are just totally overpowered, and the robots just don't have a chance because, like, they just somehow, like, their pings, they can always, like, find where we are, and then they come at us, and so they get one of us down, and then another robot can come and revive you, but, like, they would have us on lockdown because you can, turns out the enforcers can kind of scoot your downed body. So like you can scoot enemies or the robots to a like corner and then like put your wall up to kind of like block them in.
That's just busted. Oh, wow.
Well, yeah. So I was just like, cause like the first 3 games we just like got slaughtered. Like we could hardly get any generators destroyed. Oh, the robots also need the generators for our special abilities, but the only way we can actually it's our health. The robot's health is tied to it. So if you get shot, you need to go punch a generator to get your health back. And it takes 10 punches to destroy a generator. So, like, while it's good for the robots to destroy the generators, once they're, like, destroyed and there's very little left, like, they've got no resources to refill their health bar. So it gets a little tricky, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, this just sucks. This is not cool. Then we switched, and I played a game where I was an enforcer. Let me tell you, Cody, it's balanced just fine. I just suck at this game because like we just immediately got completely slaughtered as the enforcers as well. So because we were pretty much, I don't know if there's just weren't a lot of people playing, but like the teams were the same. Like I had the same teammates for the whole thing. We just weren't very good at it because like I was like, oh, I'm gonna be an enforcer. I'm gonna kick so much ass, and then like I was constantly running out of bullets. Like I could never find a robot. They would constantly disappear as soon as I saw one, and I'm just like, oh dear, this game's balanced just fine. I'm just horrible at it. So I didn't play very much of it because it's not very satisfying when you can't get anything done. I don't know. I'm if you're into like a hide and seek kind of thing, also if you're good at shooting, because like if you get a hit on someone and you can like keep shooting them, you're good to go. But like, you know, me and my shoots, I get a shot and then I go over here and over there and I just can't stay on them. So they were very easy to disappear on me again. It's a fun game and it's a fun concept, but definitely not for me. I don't know, man. But yeah.
So are there like rounds? Like, did you like? Is there a set number of rounds in the game, or is it just play a round, then it starts the next game? Like.
Yeah, you just play one round and that's the game. You don't switch sides and go again.
Respawns, or is it just you get to be revived?
You only get like you can if you're the robot, you can only come back if another teammate revives you, but they can revive you as many times, and it's really quick. They just go over and push the button and you're revived. Okay. And then the enforcers don't ever die. Like the robots can punch them and they'll like go away for a little bit, but like they don't die. You can't kill an enforcer.
So how do you win a round as the enforcer?
The enforcer has to have all the robots down at the same time.
Okay.
So. And
then the robots just destroy all the batteries.
Yeah, and there's 10 on a map, so I mean there's a lot to do. But like those robots against us, they were just destroying those generators left and right. I was like, I don't even know what's happening. So
seems like an interesting concept. I'd like to get my hands on it.
It's really interesting because like they're invisible, but it works somehow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry you didn't have that fun of a time with it. And this is on Xbox. Game preview? Correct?
Oh, sorry. So this was a beta, and the beta's probably over now. I believe it was just for the weekend.
Oh, that's right.
But it was like open to anyone on Xbox if you wanted to get it. And it was on PC as well. But I think the beta's over for now. So
maybe it'll come to PS4.
Yeah.
And play it together. Maybe it'll go better. We'll be giant invisible robots smacking people around too.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm definitely not ever going to pay for that game because I'm so bad at it. So,
so that was Aftercharge, the demo or beta on Xbox. So another game I've been really playing this week, besides the usual, is I've been playing a lot more Royale. Now, if you'll remember, a few weeks back, Sam and I reviewed this, and I came out pretty harsh on it. And legitimately, we released that episode, and like the next day, I was like, I'm actually having a lot of fun with this game. I felt pretty terrible about that review. I do stand by some of the things I said in the review. I think it's weird that they launched the game and had the aim assist turned down to 0 for console because it's such a thing you're like used to on console that not having it was very jarring. Um, and then another comment I made was that the mage class or the wizard, whatever you want to call it in that game, was very broken for its movement ability, the flying. I take that back because technically any class can get that ability as long as it drops from a chest. The flying is just broken. Like you move way too fast, and like it's the most overpowered movement ability in that game. But I think the ultimate thing that like has really been selling me on this game is I've just stopped playing solo. I only play in squads, and I guess that's how I'm gonna have to play this game because I've won. I think I've played probably 20 games, and I've won at least 17 of those 20 games. Like anytime I'm on a team, like people will just pick up my kills, or I kill somebody. Like it's just been really good. And I'd say like probably for half of those, I've been playing the wizard, and then I just finally was like, I don't need to play the wizard. Like I'll just play something else. So I've been trying out the other classes and having fun with it. I think the game is really good. I think the class-based like different weapons the classes can get, because like like the warrior can get like these throwing hammers, and then like the wizard gets like these different like elemental staffs, and like it's really cool. I played the assassin, and I got one of the snipers. I sniped someone from so fucking far away that I'm pretty sure they were just looking around like, who hit me? Like what?
That would have been me.
Yeah. Like the game's really fun. Like the mount system is so fucking handy because like sometimes you're just like, I don't want to run the entire way. What's it? I have a mount, and then like I think they've increased the drop rate for the runes. The runes give you different power ups like in game, and I got one. It's like it was mount speed increase and then chicken run speed increase. So first off, I'm running hella fast on this mount. Like I was chasing people down like nobody's business, and then I got knocked like later in the game, and it was like the final like circle. I got knocked. I was zip zapping around as this chicken. Like no one was hitting me.
That's a good skill to get.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I like the art style a lot. Like it's cartoony, but like it feels a little more stylized than Fortnite. Because like Fortnite is also cartoony.
Well, it's fantasy, so
it's more fantasy. Yeah. And yeah, like I'm having a really good time with it, and like it's been a while. Like I enjoyed Call of Duty Blackout, but like I always had to play that by myself because I just no one had that game. You do now.
I mean, I'd play it with you a time or two if you wanted to.
Yeah, like I'm really enjoying Royale. I can't wait for it to come out of closed beta and go into like full game release. They have released a store. And I'm curious how they kind of alleviate the like free to play versus using real money to buy stuff, because like the store is generally like filled with stuff called, because their currency, like how Fortnite has V-Bucks, theirs is called crowns. But you can also earn a free currency, which are these little chicken statues, and you can pick them up in game. You also get rewarded at the end of the game based on how many kills you got, if you won the round, stuff like that. And like I have like 750 from playing. Man. And I'm sure those are gonna get wiped once the game releases. I don't think I'm gonna carry any of these over. But like I'd say if the item store has about 20 items, I can maybe buy 7 with the chicken statues. And I don't know, it kind of sucks a little bit. And then like I also would kind of like, it'd be cool if you could eventually, if I saved up like 5,000 of these chicken statues, if I could buy the battle pass, like that'd be kind of a cool thing. I think they would have, because like I can see myself playing this game a lot with people, like just because it's fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. And like I don't know, just have a way for free to play players, because not everybody can spend money on a game. So I mean, yeah.
Quick question. 2 questions, actually. You said you could only buy like 7 out of 20 items in the shop. Is that because you didn't have enough of the money, or was it because they only allow the crowns to buy them?
It was 7 out of 20 because the 7 allowed me with chicken statues. The other 13 were only crowns.
Only crowns.
And like some of those like you could buy with crowns, or you could buy with
Okay.
chicken statues, but only about 7 or 8, I would say.
Second question. Instead of calling this the chicken statue currency, can we just call it clucks? You've got crowns and you got clucks.
That's a very fucking smart. We should contact them like immediately about using that, and we would like royalties. We would like our own clucks. But yeah, like it's a really fun game. I think once I turned the aim assist on, it really helped a lot. Like I hit my shots a lot better.
Imagine that.
Yeah, amazing. I do wonder how they keep people coming back. Because you know, Fortnite has like maps always changing. Call of Duty Blackout just had a big update that had like snow to the map. We haven't seen what Battlefield 5 is going to do. PUBG has new maps and stuff. So I do wonder if like they change the map at all, or if they have new maps that just are different fantasy locations. Because the map is pretty big and there's a lot of places, but I just wonder what they add to it to keep people coming back. Because like just adding new items to the item shop's not going to keep people coming back for more. That they want like kind of live servicey Fortnite stuff. So I'm interested to see what they do with that.
I'm sure they'll do. I mean, everything else on that game is so heavily modeled after Fortnite that I'm sure they will do like updates like that.
I will say, like, so big controversy in the Fortnite world is they had that sword they added, and then they removed it because it was so powerful. And granted, the swords in Royale are strong. I do feel like you can still shut them down if you just are smart about your movement abilities and can get away from people. But like, I just wonder, like, how can you not balance a sword like in Fortnite when Royale's doing a pretty decent job with it? Like, they're not overpowered. Like, I don't know. But yeah, Royale, I'm having a really good time with it. I hope they address the flying, like maybe have a longer cooldown. Because if you can get like the epic level of flying, like it's like a 20-second cooldown, and like in combat, you would think like that's a long time, but I feel like I have it up all the time. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like I'm always flying around.
Said.
God damn, that's damn.
We're equal opportunity here at Geek Heart Games.
That's true. So yeah, Royale, having a lot of fun with it. Can't wait for the full release. I hope to see you out there in the world. Sam, you have been playing Mutant Year Zero, which looks amazing. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for it and I was like, this looks really cool because it's that turn-based tactical kind of like XCOM or Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which I played Kingdom Battle and ended up just loving, which surprised me because I never thought that I would like that kind of game. And the cool thing about this one is, I mean, okay, again, it's like a post-apocalyptic world because that's what all video games are. So, I mean, you know, you expect that. It's, from what I've played for a while, and it's always at nighttime, so it's kind of got a dark feel to it. And I mean, your team is made up of a couple of mutants, which it's basically a talking duck and a talking boar. And so it's got a really cool style to it. The duck is named Dux, D-U-X, which is like, okay. And then the boar is named, I'm pretty sure it's Borman, but like for whatever reason, like every time I saw him, I'm like, Boromir. So I just like called him Boromir all the time, even though that's not his name. But, and then later I got a human lady that joined the party. So there were 3 of us. I don't remember her name, and she wasn't as exciting because she was not an animal mutant. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah, but so basically it's the post-apocalypse. Everybody lives, like, they've made this city up in the sky, and there's this elevator to take you up there. I'm not exactly sure how it's held together up there. It's fine. And that's where all of humanity lives, except for, like, the bandits that are down on Earth, and the mutants. Well, we're stalkers. Our team is called Stalkers. Stalkers. I can't talk. And so the stalkers go down to gather resources and supplies to keep everybody alive up top. And so you go down and you're doing your missions, and it's very important to be stealthy because that's the main thing about this game. You got to be stealthy. So you go, and it's okay because when there's an enemy here, he'll have a radius around him showing what his observation area is. So once you start getting close, that circle pops up and you can see that you're getting close to getting noticed. And so you can back off and go behind cover and sneak around. A lot of times I found out I was watching this video because I was stuck in a spot. It's like, yeah, pretty much every battle in this game is optional. You can find a way to sneak around it if you don't want to engage in the fight. But you know what? Fighting's fun. So it's basically, you've got these weapons, pretty typical types of guns. Some of them are like, you know, a little modified or whatever. You've got your basic explosives. But then as you go and you're leveling up, you can unlock different like perk abilities. And so like my Ducks guy, I got him this ability where he grew out mutations. I'm sorry, you get your mutations that allow you to do for different things.
Okay.
And so like one of them was like really boring. It was like, yeah, you can sprint, which is like move 2 actions and then still do a 3rd action once you get done with that. Like your legs are sturdier, so you can do it. I'm like, okay, that's super boring. But then Duck's got this mutation where he got wings on his back, and so he can fly up in the air. And so like it came in real handy for me because I was in this battle and there was this guy on a building on the 2nd story, and like I couldn't get an angle on him because he was up there. So I'm like, let me use my flight ability. So I just flew up and hovered in the air so I could see him, and then I shot him and I was able to finish him off like that. And so it was really cool to like see him just like hovering there. I haven't gotten far enough to like see like any other like super cool mutations, but it's a pretty neat concept. I was having a blast with this game. Like the first night I played it for a couple hours, and I was just like, you know, like you do have to like walk pretty slow and like scout around for supplies and do stuff, and be sneaky. And like the first night there was this battle. This is the one where I had to look it up because there are these enemies that are like brother somebody. So like this was brother John. It wasn't actually John. I don't remember his name. But like the brothers are like high level enemies, and they're kind of leaders of the cult of bandit kind of people. And they're super hard to kill, Cody. So this guy, he had this like electricity power. And so if a couple of your characters or all 3 of them are too close to each other, he'll shoot one with the electricity and it'll branch out and hit everybody. And you get in bad shape real fast. So I was trying to fight him, and I died, of course. And then I was like, okay, well, let me like flank around and do this other thing. No, I died. I was like, well, let me try to take this one guy out and get him out of the way, and then do. And I was like, no, I died. And so that's when I looked it up and was like, you can just like, you know, sneak around him. I was like, oh, let's just do that maybe, because this is not working. So I snuck around, and because there was this guy back behind him that kept getting me, I was like, let me take this guy out, and then maybe I'll be cleared and I can finally do. Nope, I died again. So I was like, finally, I just moved on to the next area because I'm like, I'm not killing this guy. He's like too powerful. So yeah, like the first time I was playing it, I'm like, this game is super cool. I love the style of it. Oh, it's got really good humor as well. So you're picking up artifacts in the world, and you can exchange those for special upgrades to your weapons and stuff. And so like there was one where like you found an iPod, and the not archaeologist, but whatever, anthropologist, whatever of the time is like, oh, this was a fruit measuring device to tell you when your fruit was ripe, because it has the apple on the back of it. It also plays music. And then like there was
it also plays music.
Yeah. And there was like a defibrillator, and they're like, oh, this is for this is a device for relaxation. You can tell because it has a drawing of someone laid out, and they can use this also to remove their fibs. I was just like, okay. And then there's one where they were giving a hard time because like this machine is like, it's for keeping things cold, but they had them in a climate where it was always freezing. So like, I don't know if it was like a refrigerator that was in a cold area. So it's good humor. It was fun. But then, like, the second night I played it, I kind of started to get real frustrated with it. Because I got tired of the, like, walking really slow around, which you can walk a little faster if you have a flashlight on, but not much faster. You still have to walk around a lot. And even when I was trying to like sneak around, like there were just so many enemies everywhere. And like the idea is like you find one that's by himself and you take him out first to like, you know, try to more level the playing field. But my problem was like you have certain weapons that are silent, so you can do sneak attacks. And earlier in the game, I was fine with like I had my 3 characters that each had a silent weapon, so I could sneak up on someone, bam, 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 3 silent shots, and they would be dead. And I'd be like, all right, I'm great now. But like as I was moving along, everyone is a higher level enemy, and like using my 3 shots with my silent weapons isn't enough to kill them. And so then if they don't die when you first attack, they're gonna call for help. And so like you just can't, I could not get anybody out of the way first to like more even the playing field. And I just kept getting overrun with stuff. And that was really frustrating for me. And also I don't like stealth games, which is the problem. Yeah. So, but like the thing I've learned about myself from this is like I'm super easy to fall in love with a game, and then also super easy to fall out. Like I'm loving it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, nope, I'm done. So, because that's what happened with this one. The first night I was playing it, I'm like, this is great. Maybe this is going to go in my top 10 list. This is going to be amazing. And then I'm like, nope, I'm done. Nope. So, it's a fun game. It's on Game Pass. So you can play it for free if you've got your Game Pass. I don't know. I mean, it's a really cool style. I just wish it was a little easier and I felt like I could be more effective in it, because then like I'd probably play more. But yeah, like it makes me kind of want to go back to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because that one, it's like you just walk to the next battle and then you do your battle. There's none of this like sneaking around. You don't have to like scrounge around to try to find resources and stuff. It's just like, this is the fun battle. Go have a battle. So yeah. But right. I don't know, like kind of a medium review for that one. So it's a fun game, just not for me, not for my style. But yeah.
All right, so that was Mutant Year Zero. It's on Game Pass. Also, I think it came out on PS4 too. But Game Pass you can get for like $10. So try and do that. All right. So we're gonna move on to our Destiny download. It's a little special one. We're gonna start with some talk about Destiny, and then we're going to talk about how Destiny means to us. So this week, the Izanagi. I think it's Izanagi.
I have no idea.
Forge dropped. So I've been liking Black Armor. Like, I like the content. I like the forges. So on Tuesday, they dropped this forge. And to unlock the forge was a quest that took about 3.5 hours to unlock. It took our friend Andy 2 days to do this. He did half of it one night, and he did the other half of me last night. I did it all in one night. I got home, ate dinner, got on about 7, and I got around 10. I finished it up. The forge itself was really fun. The quest to do it was very long and very tedious, and there were some fun aspects to it. But for the most part, it was kind of stupid.
Did the quest involve go collect so many of this thing by doing this thing?
It was go do this heroic public event in this spot, then go do this heroic public event in this spot. Go collect this, go do this special mission. It's part of a strike, but like it doesn't make you do the entire strike. It makes you go do like a part of it. That's a special part where you got to shoot some floating crystals that make like platforms that disappear if you stand on them too long. Then they make you do a special version of the Insight Terminus strike, which I felt like I don't know what's special about it. I did it by myself. That's how like I don't know. I don't fucking know like what was hard about it. And like you do all that, and she's like, "Cool, you fixed because the entire point is you're fixing the forge. The forge has been broken.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you like get like the forge igniter out of it. I will say, so I was doing the heroic public event they want you to do, and I turn to my right, and I see this like portal open on the wall, and I was like, I've been playing Destiny for almost a year, or over a year now. I've never seen that portal. That's something new and secret. I hope I found something cool. I run into it. I'm like, holy shit, I've never been in here. This is new and secrety. And and I found it first. Go me. And then I round the corner, and I look in the distance, and I see the fucking forge floating in the air, and I was like, yeah, was so close. So yeah, and then after you do that, you gotta do the stuff to fucking unlock the frames this week for the powerful guns are a bow, a kinetic bow, and a kinetic pulse rifle. The bow's kind of meh, and the pulse rifle is actually kind of good. I may farm for it.
No.
I don't think I will though. The fort itself is really fun. It's a different mechanic from the other two. Like you still do throw the balls and all that, but the boss fight at the end is a lot different, and a lot more fun, in my opinion. And then like the setting is really cool because instead of just like this one giant platform where everything is coming at you, there are 3 different platforms, and so like you kind of need to separate your team up to go to different platforms. And the enemies are the Vex, so they're a little bit more varied. I feel like. And I like it a lot better than the other two, in my opinion. This week, kind of like, I'm starting to feel a little burnt out on Destiny. Like, one, I feel like we're not getting content fast enough. 2, the content they're giving us feels shallow, and the only depth to it is they're putting 3-hour quests that are all longer than the Warmind campaign in front of it. And like it's just not enjoyable. And then like next week we're gonna get new content. It's just Iron Banner, which I like Iron Banner. I love Lord Saladin. He's my boy.
I mean, it takes a lot of work to have new content every week, Cody.
I know that. It's just like I feel like part of me would have just preferred if we still did the story DLC drops.
Me too, because, Cody.
Like, I don't know. Like, this is cool. Like, the forges are cool and the endgame content is cool. But I don't know. I just would like a story to play right now. Like, if there was a story, like, an actual real story with like a cinematic attached to this stuff, I'd feel great. Instead, it's just like Ada 1 talking to me every now and then. And like I look at like next year and like the games that are coming out with like Anthem and Division 2. I look at like I bought this annual pass and I'm looking at Season of the Drifter and it's like I'm not even doing the current raid. Like I have no desire to do LFG because like I don't have a group right now. Like the people who I play Destiny have kind of like migrated out. I don't want to LFG the raid right now. It's just not something I want to do. And I look at like Season of the Drifter and like I love Gambit. It's my favorite game mode. I'm a Dredgen. I got the breakneck. Like, I've done everything I can with Gambit. I don't want more to do in Gambit right now. Like, that's coming in March, I know, so I'll have time.
Yeah.
But, like... And then I'm, like, wondering, like, is that gonna be a story DLC? Because there's no raid, so that's, like, an entire, like, huge content thing that they don't have to work on. So does that mean, like, we'll get some story around Drifter? I don't think so.
I didn't think any of this was gonna be story.
I don't think so. Like, I think there's gonna be some story, but it's not going to be like a full-on campaign.
Yeah.
And like, I think I hope like next year, because next September we'll get into content drop like Forsaken, and then we'll probably do another annual pass. I think what they should do, from my take, is a similar thing to Black Armory is fine. Then you should do a story-driven campaign drop in about March, and then do another endgame content thing to follow up that. Because then you can lead that into like a Solstice of Heroes event, and then into the next stuff. Like that's what I kind of hope is what happens. Because like I don't know, like I like Destiny has a cool story. And, like, doing this stuff and like getting lore books for like stuff is cool, but I like to see this stuff every now and then. And like there was a new cinematic that happened in game this week. It was very spoilery. I won't talk about it. It's very changing. We need to sit down and actually do that because it's something you're going to want to see.
How much leveled up do I need to be to do that?
We can do it tomorrow. We'll just hop on for like 10 minutes and get it done. Probably it's fine.
I'm still like 518. Is that okay?
It's fine. Like we can drag you through. It's just 2 blind wells.
Oh, okay. I'll just stand there and not do damage like I did last time.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. And so I'm just feeling a little burnt out, and like I've migrated to like I'm playing Neverwinter again. and like I'm having a good time with it. It's 2 times XP right now, so I'm like blowing through levels.
And they're about to they're kicking off their winter event, which looks like
it started yesterday, I want to say.
I saw there's ice fishing. That's intriguing.
Yes, I haven't done it yet, but I'm interested to see how that goes.
I love fishing in video games.
Yeah, and like I love Destiny. Like I love playing the game. Like the shooting feels amazing, the movement feels amazing. I'm just not enjoying what I'm playing is the issue. Like, I don't enjoy a 3-hour quest to unlock something. Like it's just not fun. And like I'm hoping with like January 8th it's the Niobe Labs. I don't know what that is yet. They've said it's not a dungeon, like how they had the Shattered Throne dungeon, so I'm hoping it's something interesting. Like I don't know if that's where we're like upgrading our weapons that we've been getting from these forges. I don't know. Just and then like this week and like I don't like the slow rollout of content where like
that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be slow and
like
extended and
like
last.
The slow rollout of like exotics dropping. Like this week, now the exotic bow that shoots like poison is dropping. I don't like that. Like why weren't these guns in the game from the start, and then like, something you needed to do unlocks them? I don't know. I don't like that. And like now I'm worried that like January 29th, I think, is when it's supposed to happen. They're introducing the Last Word, which is a hand cannon from Destiny 1, but it's tied into a story that involves a drifter. And I'm worried it's going to be like this like time gated, like takes 3 weeks to get the gun and the story unfolds, and I'm worried about that because I don't want that. I just want to fucking enjoy the story of the Last Word in Shenmue 4. I don't want that. I don't want that fucking at all. I really hope that's not the case. I feel like it's gonna be the fucking case though, Sam. Like it's in the back of my head. Like it's gonna take me 3 fucking weeks to get the Last Word. I'm gonna have to get like 200 hand cannon kills 1 week in Crucible, and it's like, no.
I don't know what to tell you, man. People wanted stuff to like keep them engaged all the time. They don't want everything all at once, apparently, which is why they're doing stuff this way.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Destiny. I'm gonna keep playing it. I think I'm getting a little burnt out. I'm looking forward to getting some single player games. So just kind of like. Also, like I've just been really on the fucking hype train for Anthem. Like they showed some stuff this week, and I was like, "Raise the roof."
I feel like you and I are often like very in sync about stuff. Like you are about to post something on Discord right when I'm posting it. Like we just think the same way. And I feel like just like, you know, I recently said like I'm kind of over my Destiny right now, and now you're over it too. It's just like you and I, we're just so together.
Last night, Andy and I had like a 2-hour conversation just how we're burnt out right now, like just doing all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, like I don't know, just enjoying playing it. I'm just not enjoying what I'm playing.
Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah.
That's enough about what we're not liking about Destiny.
Yeah, we're not enjoying. We're actually going to talk about what we enjoy about Destiny. So why don't you take it away, Sam?
All right. So Destiny 2 means a lot to both of us. And so we just thought we're going to talk about some other games that meant a lot to us this year, but we're going to do the Destiny one now since we have a whole section for it, and maybe kind of give a little bit of explanation behind how we ended up having a whole Destiny section in our podcast, a recurring section, just because of all the stuff that means to us. So first off, this Destiny 2 this year has brought me together with so many people. So Jess from Bitch Team Alpha, I got to play with her. We actually started playing on PC, and Destiny 2 got me playing with a keyboard and mouse, which I've never done before. I've been like angry about it. I'm like, I'm not gonna play with your stupid keyboard and mouse, okay? But like just something about how much I love this game and wanting to try it a new way got me excited to play it a different way. And like I started using keyboard and mouse, and I got decent at it where I can like go through the game. And also I think it was, I don't know if it was on the PC or if it was on my Xbox, because, you know, I got it all over because I was a little crazy about Destiny. But on one of my playthroughs, the first mission, which I've played it so many times now, so when I played it, I went ahead and I turned the HUD off completely for that first mission. Because I'm like, I know where I'm going, I know where everything is, and it was just such a neat experience to have just like nothing but the visuals there. And I was proud of that moment. I think I was on PC because I think I was on keyboard and mouse with no HUD. But that was great. And then and so we met Gorak and Starry Night, who've joined our Discord, and we met them through Destiny, which was really cool. I got to play with Cam from the Optional podcast, so that was the first game we ever played together. And then I've spent a lot more time playing with Andy because of Destiny, and so I think that's really cool because he's a great guy. I love Andy. So let's see. Oh, and then just another thing about Destiny was the time this year. Okay, so we're kind of mixing some of our memories of the year into the game because like I mix stuff up all the time. There was that time that Jessica got me the ghost shell, and I was so excited about it. And so I was surprising you with it on the podcast, and then you surprised me because you had the matching one right there. And just like, I love when things match so much. Like, it was better than when we have matching ships. I was just like, oh my god. So that was exciting. Oh, and then we did complete my first raid this year, which I had a rough time the first time I tried to do a raid, and I was like, oh god, I don't know if I'll ever play Destiny again. But this one was smooth as butter, as they would say. That's a horrible saying. I don't know why I just said that, but it was a really great experience. Of course, I had Cody. We had Alejandro and Groon, Cam and Alan, and then me. That makes 6. Yeah, so that was our fire team for that raid, and we just had a really good time with it. So, and then for me, Forsaken. Well, actually, I liked Warmind a lot. I thought Warmind was a lot of fun. I loved Anna Bray. But then Forsaken came out, and it was just so fantastic. And the first time that we got a bow, oh my god. I think we all lost our shit for that. It was so much fun just introducing a new weapon like that. And then, like, me thinking, no, I've got my guns from like the original, like I don't need any of these new weapons, and then I got new weapons and I was like, oh, I really like Misfit, this is fantastic. But Forsaken was such a great story, and what it's done with the game has been fantastic. So I really enjoyed that. The Solstice of Heroes event, I bitched so much about that fucking event. Like, it was making us do these, like, heroic adventures again, and they were so hard, and I was having such a rough time. Then you had to, like, do them all again and do all of this. But then when I eventually got through it, and I got the code, and I got myself my Solstice of Heroes t-shirt, and I paid the $5 extra to get my gamer tag on the arm of it, and it just felt so satisfying to have done that. Yeah. And, like, this is one game where I can kind of see my growth as a gamer. And, like, I'm much better at this game and at shooters in general than I was a year ago. And so it's just neat to see my growth like that. I don't know, Cody, what do you want to talk about with Destiny?
Yeah, like, I think... So towards the end of last year, Destiny really had fallen off for me. And then somewhere around, like, January, when we were ramping up to go into Warmind, I picked it back up again, and I think what started it all was I wanted this shotgun that was tied to Saint 14, the Perfect Paradox. And so during Christmas Iris, they had these like prophecy weapons, and like after you did like 5, you unlocked this lost verse, and it was all about Saint 14 and like where he had been. Saint 14 is his Titan, and like my main class is a Titan. I love my Titan. And Saint 14 is like this Titan you hear stories about because he like hated the Fallen, hated the Vex, and he just killed millions of them. And so it's a beautiful story about like you tracking.
He's a mass murderer. Yeah, he's great. I love him.
He was saving humanity. Fight me. And like the story surrounding him and like where you end up finding him in the end of the story was so beautiful and breathtaking. And then getting the Perfect Paradox shotgun, it was like, all right, I want to play Destiny again. So I started doing the raids. I got to do Eater Worlds by myself for the first time. Not by myself, but like with random people. And like I was like, this is a very fun fucking raid, which is why I picked it for our extra live stream. Because I was like, this is fun, it's short, it's simple, we can do this one. And so yeah, leading into Warmind, I really liked Warmind. I thought it was really cool. Just like I remember staying up till like 4 in the morning doing escalation protocol with 8 other random people I found on LFG, and like for some people that'd be a fucking nightmare, but like for me it was just so fun because it was so, and like I had conversations with random people from across the country just about stupid, dumb shit like anime and like football. I don't like football, but I talked about it with people. Like just fun shit. Like and like doing raids with random groups was really cool. And then like we have our video series Two Guardians and like where that went and like I'll always love how we come up with really ridiculous storylines for Giz and Red.
I forgot to talk about that. That's such a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I've loved doing our Two Guardians and like the start of every season when I get to go through and edit together the intro clip for it. That's always so much fun for me. And then just, I don't know, our little improv where we're playing those characters, we always have so much fun. And towards the end of the year, you and I both were like, man, I am just getting tired. There's a lot going on. I'm worn out. We were both ready for the series to be over because we're like, man, we just need a break. And so we're like, okay, we're going to take a break from videos after this series. And then I think we still had a couple more episodes to record. And then as we were recording them, I'm like, but this is so much fun. I love doing this. And then I was editing the video. I'm like, but I love doing this. It's great. But so it's just like, it's just so much fun anytime we do those. So Two Guardians is the best.
It is a blast. And then yeah, with Forsaken dropping and how like it brought so many people back to the game that I had played with for so long, and like how amazing like the story was and how the gameplay felt. The new supers are amazing. I can't tell you how fun it is to rip out a giant flaming hammer and just start smashing into people. Like it's just been a blast. I love the story that they're telling. And like I do have gripes with it right now, but I think I'm just burnt out.
It's got a special place in our heart, and regardless, even if we fight with it sometimes, we always come back to it because we love it.
Yeah.
So
and like I'm looking forward to what's next. Like the introduction of Gambit was very big for me because I was just this game and I was like, this is kind of like the game mode I've always wanted in a shooter because it mixes the PvE side, like horde mode, with PvP side that I somewhat enjoying in Destiny sometimes. It's a really fun game mode, and I like am proud of myself that I stuck it through and like I got the Dredgen title. Like that was my first title, and I still need to go order that pin at the Bungie store. But I'm not paying $9 shipping. But yeah, like it's been a blast to play Destiny this year. It's amazing how like far the game has come from being like everyone is like upset with it to like everyone is just loving it and how fun it is. Bows incredible. The return of machine guns feel so fucking amazing. Like when you get the Thunderlord just shooting, it feels great.
I had no idea about a machine gun, and then I got it, and was just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, just a very good year for Destiny. I'm excited to see what they do next year with it, and looking forward to it. But yeah, we're just looking back. This rest of the podcast from here on out is just us looking back on 2018. And so Sam, what other games really had a special moment for you in 2018?
Okay. Obviously, one of the most important games for me in 2018 was Resogun. Okay, you know how obsessed I was with this game. And okay, so I was telling Cody before the show, so what I do is I have something called Rememberlutions, which is just when something cool or happy happens throughout the year, you write it down on a slip of paper, you stick it in your jar, and then at the end of the jar, you go through it and remember all of the fun stuff throughout the year. So instead of doing like a New Year's resolution, it's more of just chronicling stuff and then looking back. And so like I had like 3 or 4 different things written down for Resogun and my journey through it, like when I finally beat it on Master and when I finally made it through the experience level. And then, of course, when I got the Platinum, I was so excited for it. But this game just, like, I don't know, it took over my mind and made me completely obsessed with it. And I still, like, I want to go play Resogun right now. I knew after I got the Platinum, like, I was like, it's all downhill from here. Like, I'm never going to be as good at Resogun as I am right now. And that makes me sad because, like that was my peak level, and I just want to be fantastic at Resogun. Like that's the one thing I want in my life. So that one was a good one. Cody, what about you?
I think one of my favorite gaming moments from this year early on was in Monster Hunter World. This game that like I picked up after playing a bunch of the betas and was like really enjoying it. And then how I started, I would get my ass kicked, and I just kept improving in the game.
Yeah.
And finally, I took on like what I considered to be like one of the hardest monsters was Nergigante, which was like the like cover monster. It was this giant like I want to say Elder Dragon is what they called them. And like the more you hit him, these spikes would grow on him, and if the spikes hardened, like you couldn't hit that spot anymore. Like they were just like
That sounds horrible.
unbreakable. Yeah. Well, I'm a sadomasochist and like that a lot apparently. So I fought his arch-tempered version, which is harder. Like he hits insanely strong. And I was like, oh, and like no, you can like group up for these, and like it's a fun time. I decided I wanted to solo it all by myself with my Palico. So I remember bashing my head against the wall for like 20 hours, and then when I finally got the killing blow on him, it was the most amazing feeling after hours of like just making the wrong mistake, like attacking when I shouldn't have, or like not dodging out of the way at the right time. And when I finally just swung my giant great sword right down on his head, and it was the game over, but like the end screen of the hunt, and I was like, oh my god, that felt so damn good. I can move on now.
That's what she said.
Ridiculous. But yeah, like a lot of cool moments in Monster Hunter World, just like of fighting monsters that were like really challenging, and like when I eventually got the kill on them, I was like, fuck yeah, I did this. And like I think that's the drive of that game is like going back into it and fighting these really tough monsters. So yeah.
See, I would be about to say, like, I can't imagine how you would spend hours on the same monster trying to win the fight. But then I'm like, oh, but I spent hours on those Resogun levels trying to get through them. So it's just like everybody has their own thing that they're willing to fight for. So
yeah. What about you?
My next one is Trials Fusion. I think it's because I saw possibly an E3 trailer for Trials Rising. I was like, this game looks crazy and fun. And then Trials Fusion was a free PS Plus game, I think. And so I just started playing it, and it's another one of those that just hooked me right in. I have a blast with that game. I can't wait for the new one. And it's just, silly, stupid fun, but it's addictive fun as well. So
yeah.
What's your next one, Cody?
Next one for me is probably going to be getting my first like actual real platinum, which was in God of War. Also beating the game at like almost like the weird mirror of how like in college I played off through all the God of War games. And I finished at like 4 a.m, and then playing the new God of War and finishing around 4 a.m. one day and just being like, this is very weird that I finished both these games really late at night. But yeah, like I always was like, oh, when I get my first real platinum, it's gonna be in a game that I like absolutely love and like want to actually like spend the time with. And like, not that God of War's platinum is like super easy. Like there's a ton of collectibles you go get, and I watched a ton of guides. But like it's I think one of the more easier ones to do if you have a lot of time.
Except you have to fight all those freaking Valkyries, and I would say that is not at all easy. That is hard.
Probably a solid 10 hours fighting that last Valkyrie, the Valkyrie Queen. I threw my head against the wall for that one, and when I finally killed her, it was the most glorious thing. But yeah, like, and I've really been debating going back and playing a new game plus of that, because you get to keep all the armor and stuff you got during your first playthrough. But yeah, like, that game is something special to me, because like, it was the game I was like, this is going to be my first real platinum. Because I had like 2 platinums, I want to say already, from like the Telltale games.
Yeah.
I don't count those. I'm just playing the game.
Yeah.
I want a real platinum. And this was my first real platinum where I went through, got all the collectibles, did all the Valkyries, did Muspelheim levels, and like just a lot of fun. And like, I will say like I'm a little sad because like you did that Horizon platinum last year, and they sent you like a cool like avatar and dynamic theme, and like I would have liked that for God of War. Like, come on,
yeah,
Corey,
I would have liked that for God of War too. Well, I didn't get the platinum, but I still think they should have made one. It would have been cool.
Yeah. So yeah, really happy to get my first real platinum this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying?
All right. Next up is Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma. Do you remember this game?
Yes, and how batshit fucking crazy it
It's
is.
so fucking crazy. And I just loved it so much. I love time travel stories. I love stories where you don't know what's going on. And when you like slowly figure stuff out and see how everything is connected. It's a very well put together game. My love for it is matched only by my hate for it because of those stupid escape room puzzles that I seriously hated. But it was worth it because that story was so fantastic, and I love how crazy it was, and that's just a moment in my life where weird shit was happening, and it was great, and I loved it. So yeah, I'll always remember that one.
Next up for me is probably I played Ark Survival Evolved this year. And that was a game it took me a while to like really get into. Like I was like not taking it seriously the first time I played it, and the second time I played it when you started on a new server, I finally was like, you know what, like I'm gonna be serious about this. I'm gonna go out there and start taming some dinosaurs.
And get your bear army.
Yeah, it's like the bear army is my favorite part of that game. So if you don't know the story about Cody, I decided I wanted a bear army, and I was going to name all these bears after fictional bears. So I had Klondike, because Klondike Bar has that bear. I don't think I ever got. I think I got Paddington. He's probably sitting alone right now. I forget what's the name of the Yogi Bear's like girlfriend. I don't remember.
Boo Boo Bear, or is that the baby or something? I don't know.
That was Boo Boo was the little one.
I don't know.
I forget, but I named that bear the name after that one because it was the first one I caught him as a female. I was like, okay, yeah. But yeah, like I was amassing this bear army so that eventually, when we would go fight the like boss monsters in that game, I would just lead a bunch of bears into battle with me, and it'd be amazing. And then like I remember taming a T-Rex for the first time and how daunting that is because a giant T-Rex charging at you when you have no armor on is very scary. And then having to like protect it from all the other like raptors and other dinosaurs near you and just being like on like high alert the entire time because you don't want to die. Like you don't want to die. You also don't want it to get hit and wake up because you tranquilized it. It was very scary. Like it was it was really cool. And when I finally got Tiberius Rex, I was very happy. But yeah, so Ark was really cool this year to play. And I'm hoping Atlas comes next year, and that's a lot of fun too. So, yeah. What are you, Sam?
How many more do you have for games?
2.
Okay. So my next one is Roundabout. I've told you how much I love this game. So it's the game where you've got the spinning limousine that you're driving across the world and just like picking people up, taking them to their destination, and just navigating through the world. And it's got the 70s movie type, 70s B movie style live video cutscenes that happen in it. And it's just ridiculous. And like the video scenes are just so stupid, but they're hilarious. And I love them. And I just had it was just such a joyful experience playing this game. It was so much fun. And I don't know. I loved it. I played it on Xbox Game Pass first, and now it was a PS Plus game last month, I think. I started another game on PlayStation with it. I'm like, let's play some more Roundabout because it's just so good and it's just easy fun. So that one will always hold a special place in my heart. So, Cody.
So this is the year that I finally got to play. So this year was supposed to be my Games of Shame year, where I would play through a series that I had never played before, or play like through one game at least.
Yeah.
And so I had this huge list. I still have the list somewhere. There was a lot of games on there. I don't know what I was thinking, because my ass was not playing all those games this year. But I did knock one off, and that was Resident Evil. We finally played Resident Evil. We played through Resident Evil 5 together. I had a blast. You got me Resident Evil 7. It took me a little bit, but I'm feeling like I'm getting through that game. Like, I don't know like how much time I got left, but I feel like I'm like a decent ways in.
You were at least like 2/3 of the way through when we talked last.
Yeah,
so
sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm working through that, and I'm excited to finish it. But like, I'm really excited for Resident Evil 2 now. Like, I'm liking this series. And so I just enjoy that I finally got to knock like one of those games off that games of shames list.
Yeah.
But yeah, really
Just
cool.
do one a year. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I get it done in like 40 years because there's a lot of games I haven't played. Um, yeah, Resident Evil 5 was really cool. I think playing with you definitely helped a lot because like, and I just tried to dive into Resident Evil 7. I am not sure because like I think playing Resident Evil 5 has helped me play Resident Evil 7
Yeah.
because of the fuckery that their puzzles are in that game sometimes, and the fuckery that are in the puzzles in this one. I'm like, okay, I know how to get through the fuckery. So,
Puzzle fuckeries, okay.
that's what Resident Evil is known for, apparently. Puzzle fuckery.
Okay.
All right, what's up next for you?
All right, so my last one is kind of a bit of a cheat. It's just throwing everything together. So just Game Pass in general has been so fantastic for me this year. I think it's just a fantastic service that's available to people, and I've had so much fun with it. Like I just said, Roundabout was one of the ones I played on it. Rise, Son of Rome. That one, I talked about that earlier this year. That was such a fun game. It's a pretty short campaign, but like they would have been on my top 10 list, definitely, because it's so great. I got to play Forza, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it was fun, and I got to play it for free because I was on Game Pass. I played Recore. I got to try Human Fall Flat, which I'd always wanted to try, but I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this game, so I don't want to have to pay for it. Turns out I didn't like the game, but hey, I didn't have to pay for it because it was free on Game Pass, so it was great. Hellblade just came to Game Pass. How exciting is that? That was our
Very exciting.
well, I don't remember what yours was. It was my number 2 game of all time. It was on your game list. So.
Oh, game. It was in the top 10.
It's in the top 10. It's a fantastic game. Strange Brigade just came to Game Pass. I was able to play with Andy and Alejandro the other day. It was so much fun. I played Cluster Truck, which you recommended for me. I got to play Mutant Year Zero, which like I'd seen the commercial for it. I was like, that looks cool, but I don't know if I want to like make the investment to pay for it. And I'm glad I didn't because I don't want to play it anymore. But like I got to try it for free on Game Pass. It's like so great. And then also The Division, I believe, is one of the games that's on there that we got to play together for a bit on that one. So there's just so many great games on it, and they keep adding them. So like Game Pass is just a winner for me this year. So, all right, what's your last?
Well, in shocking fashion, I also cheated a little bit because I probably should have brought this up earlier. It's the moment in Destiny that like I'll always remember. I joined the Broken Thumbsticks guys. They were doing the new raid, The Last Wish, and they were on the first boss, and they were having trouble. One of their guys had to dip out, and we had done the damage phase, and the boss had pretty much no health left. But everyone forgot to kill ads in the middle, so like 4 of us ran into the middle and instantly died, leaving me and Andy. And we were like, all right, well, let's just go to one plate. She'll show up there, and we can just burn her down real quick. She's got like a very tiny health bar left. We go to do that, and Andy steps on the plate, and there's like these orbs on the plate that if they hit you, that you instantly die. He accidentally stepped on the plate just a tiny bit, and it killed him. So it's just me. And the way they fixed the res timers, because before you only had 30 seconds. If someone died, if you didn't res them in 30 seconds, that was it. With the new res tokens, it's like you get like a minute and a half. So that clock has been ticking down for a while, and she has the tiniest bit of health. I've used all my shotgun ammo. I have no heavy ammo, and she has a little bit left. She teleports to disappears for a minute. I'm down to like I'm less than 20 seconds. It's just me. And I'm just shooting her with my pulse rifle, hitting her in the head, hoping to God she dies soon. And I think it was sub 17 seconds left. And I shoot it at one time, and it explodes, and the loot pops up on the side, and like the guttural scream, and I jumped out of my chair, and it was just like, fuck yeah! Like, and everyone's cheering, and they're like, good job, Cody! And like, it was just like this perfect hero moment in video games that's always going to stick with me. And like, it was amazing feeling. And like it's those moments that you like live for in video games where like you truly feel like you are embodying the character you're playing. Like I felt like I was a god slayer, a titan, a guardian, and it was
Oh.
amazing. Like I was like, yeah. I think I specifically went and accidentally jumped off a cliff 3 seconds later, but still, it was cool. So that was my last like big gaming moment this year that I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those are our like kind of gaming moments. We're just gonna talk a little bit about like what 2018 has been for us with like Geek Heart Games and like our personal stuff going on. Sam, what do you want to talk about?
So mine are kind of chronologically because I looked through my notes. So I have that on January 31st, Geek Heart Games was born.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't remember that date, but yeah, that's I guess the day that we finally settled on a name. I know we spent a lot of time trying to think
Oh
about.
man, what were some of those prototype names we had?
That's something that I think
That's
I
what
want
she
to.
said.
Well,
okay.
That's what she said. This podcast was almost called the That's What She Said podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to pull up the list, and for our 1 year anniversary, we'll go through some of the names that almost were our podcast name. But yeah.
I think a very big moment for me was launching a Discord channel and the kind of community we've grown through that Discord. Because Discord was always something to me. It's like it's a free way to talk to people who want to interact with you, and like it's easier than Twitter. It's easier than email. Like Discord is just that thing I always wanted, and so like being able to set it up and it be free to people like was very important to me. So we set it up, and like we invited our like close friends, and like honestly, when we first created it, I thought that it would just be us and our close friends. And, like that's cool with me. Like but like to see like how people have joined, like how Starry has joined, Gorak, Paul from the Optional podcast, right? Yeah, he joined.
Well, and Melissa,
Jess, like all these people join and like are interacting with us, talking with us. It's been so cool to see, and like the community we built there has been amazing, and I love it so much. And like, thank you guys if you joined our Discord, and like, it really is a great place. And if you haven't joined us, we look forward if you join us because it's a fun place. We a lot of cool stuff going on there, and yeah.
But yeah, I do want to give a special shout out to our founding members, our Vanguard that joined us that first night, pretty much when we invited everyone. So we had Byron, Megs, Alejandro, Blue Girl, and Kyle. And when we started the Discord, it was before we were even ready to really announce Geek Heart Games. And so it wasn't like out there and people couldn't join the Discord yet. So once we made it open to the public, we did make a little class for our Vanguard and labeled them, and they got to be the special purple color on their name just to like let them stand out, because these were pretty much our best friends who'd stuck with us through everything. So we're always grateful for you guys. So our founding members, so to speak, our founding geeks. But yeah. So my next one, this is a personal one. So on February 4th, that's the day Aloy laid on me willingly for the first time, because this is a big deal for me, okay? Because she was a stray cat, and she's never been like a lap cat, really. She likes to rub against you, she likes to get petted, but she doesn't like to be held, and she was never like a lap sitter. So the first night that she did that, I was just so excited, because she was, she loved me, she wanted to be with me. I was like, this is great. So that one meant a lot to me. Cody, what you got next?
A big one for me this year was, I can't remember the exact dates. I don't write those things down.
You need to do your Revolutions, and then you have a little jar of happiness.
I went to Wrestlemania with my father, my brother, and my niece. It was really special because it's kind of the last time the kind of teacher family would go to Wrestlemania together. Like I think a lot of us, this was our last one. Like my dad's probably not going to go to another one. Brother's probably not going to go to another one.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
No, like my dad pretty much was like, "Yeah, this is my last one." Like, it's very expensive to go to these. Like the price goes up a lot. And, like,
okay.
Also, the day before, we went to ROH, which stands for Ring of Honor, which is an indie promotion, and I got to see uh, Kenny Omega, which is my favorite wrestler in the world. He usually only wrestles in Japan, so this was very important that I got to see him. Like, super cool. Got to meet him, have a picture with him. It's my Twitter profile pic. Uh, awesome.
It was your
Yeah,
Twitter
just
profile pic. It's not anymore.
oh yeah, now it's me just being all cute. But yeah, like going to WrestleMania and like wrestling has always been a very big thing for my family. Like I grew up with it. I love it so much. Um, and like just being there with my family one last time and like it was just really beautiful. Like it was I mean, the pay-per-view wasn't that good, let's be honest with each other. It ended kind of shit. But for the most part, it was a great night. It was really
Yeah.
cool to be there and cheer along with my family. And just it was a magical moment. I will not miss paying $10 for a drink though.
That's
But
Hey, you know what's you could buy 3 of that
bad game.
cereal cleaner game
Yeah.
for the amount of 1 drink. So
Yeah.
again, it was a good deal.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an amazing weekend just of cool wrestling shows with my brother, and then wrapping it with WrestleMania with my niece and my dad. It was really cool. I'm glad I got to do it this year. So yeah. What do you got next, Sam?
Okay, so this one's kind of weird, but so one day, Kelsey from Talking Games messaged me on Discord, and she was like, I just finished the 2nd book in the Mistborn trilogy, and she was like losing her shit. She was so excited about it. And she's like, yeah, I was telling you because like I know you've read that book. And I was like, oh, that's great. I've never read that book series, though. And so she was like, oh, I don't know why. Sorry. But she was so excited about it that I'm like, okay, well, I need to read this series because apparently it's cool and something really awesome happens at the end of book 2. So I started reading it. And I loved it. It's great. There's really great stuff. But the best part about this was it's a trilogy. And so as I was reading and trying to catch up, like I would just constantly message Kelsey with like all of my wild ideas and theories. I'm like, this is what's gonna happen, and this is what this means, and da 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 da. And of course, like she couldn't tell me any spoilers, but like we had a really fun back and forth while we were reading the series. And guys, it's a good series. The Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, and there's something real exciting at the end of book 2. Book 3 is fantastic. Sometimes a trilogy kind of falls off at the end, but this one is great. I highly recommend it. And if you can find a buddy to read it with you at the same time, and then you can like go back and forth and discuss it as you're reading together, that makes it even more fun. So I highly recommend that. But yeah. Okay, Cody.
This year, I got my first tattoo, my Jason Voorhees mask. It was a really cool experience because I got to go to my tattoo artist. He's a big horror fan, just like I am, and he had part 4 playing when we got there, and we watched like they're all part 4, and then we like started part 5, and like it was just a really like cool like once in a lifetime experience that'll probably never happen again. But yeah, it was just really awesome, and I can't wait to get another one.
Didn't he give you
and
something too? Like
yes, also like afterwards, like I went to go get because you do like you can do like a wrap afterwards to help it like heal and like also prevent shit from getting into it. And I collect Funko Pops, as you can probably see behind me. And he gave me part 5 Jason Voorhees Funko Pop that was like exclusive to Hot Topic, and I like missed out on it. And I've been like looking, I've been like wanting to get one for a while, and I didn't even say anything to him about it. He just gave it to me, and I was like, dude, thank you so much. Like it was so cool. Like he's a really cool guy. But yeah, like it was cool, and like I'm excited to get more tattoos. I have like an entire video game sleeve planned out in my head, so I'm excited to eventually get that going.
what's the tattoo parlor that you went to? What's the name of it if you want to?
Monster Inc. And if you're curious, the artist was Ray Mulkey. He does a lot of traveling. He goes over to like the Walker Stalker Comic Cons for like Walking Dead stuff. So if you ever see him out and about, definitely hit him up. He's a great tattoo artist.
Nice.
So yeah. What's next for you, Sam?
Apparently, like, I think this one should have been up in my games section, but I didn't put it in the right section. So, there's this game called Black Hole on the Switch, and it's a twin-stick shooter. You're in space, you're shooting stuff. It's fine, it's fun. I played that after Resogun, because I was still in the mood. And I made it to number 18 on the high score leaderboard, like across the world. I was on easy, but still, I was like, I made it on a leaderboard? This is amazing! So I was really proud of that. So that was exciting for me. I'm sure it didn't last, so.
It's gone.
It's gone.
For me, a big thing this year has been the community nights that we got to do with people. We had a lot of fun ones, like Friday the 13th. That Friday the 13th one was just really cool to me. Same what other community nights we had. Onrush was a lot of fun. What other ones?
We had a Mario Kart one. We did. You don't remember this one probably. We had a Trials Fusion one, but we had some network technical difficulties, and you didn't get to play with us on that one, unfortunately. Yeah. So. Yeah. But we've had some really good times with those. I've been super impressed with like the amount of people who want to join in with us. So it's been really cool. So.
Those are special to me because like I think it's always important that like. When we started Geek Heart Games, the entire thing was to build a community and to interact with that community, because like there's no podcast if you're not listening to it. So like we want to hang out with you guys. We want to provide a stream for you people, and like it's just really fun to get together and play these games. And I'm looking forward to doing more of those in the new year. A lot of cool stuff next year that we'll get to do, and so like. Thank you. If you've joined us for community, thank you guys so much. And if you've not yet, definitely try and reach out to us, and we will get you into the next one whenever we have it. Most likely in January. But yeah.
Yep.
What's up next, Sam?
For me, I got really excited when I got to be a guest on Bitch Team Alpha's podcast for their Girls Like Comics episode on Monstrous. So Bitch Team Alpha was the first podcast I ever listened to in my whole podcasting life. And I've known Katie and Jessica for many years, like known in quotes, because like we would just talk online and like on our Goodreads book club page and stuff. But like I'd never actually talked to them verbally in real life. So like this was the first time that we were together talking, and it was just like so exciting. It was like I was with old friends because like we'd interacted for so long, and it was nice to get to be an honorary bit. Oh, your door just opened and it freaked me out. Jesus. Is your McFlurry here?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Come in and say hi. Come say hi. Tell him to come in.
All right, hey, it's live. It's what happens.
Go get your McFlurry, man.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
All right, we're almost done. We're almost done.
Yeah. So I'm glad you got to be on Bitch Team Alpha. That's really cool. A really cool opportunity happened this year for me. We got contacted to do a kind of survey thing, and I got to do like on phone call thing. Where like I just talked about video games for an hour, and like it's all because of this podcast, and like that was a really cool experience for me. I had a blast with it, and so yeah, like it's something I never thought would happen, and it was really cool that it did. Just talk about video games, like I'm not an expert on video games. We're not experts. Like we just love video games, and so like for someone to be like, "Hey, we want to interview you about your love of video games," which is really cool. Like it's something. Not in a million years I thought it would happen, but it did. So thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast and making that happen.
Nice. So when we started the podcast and started doing videos, I was just like, whatever, it's out there. I'm putting it out there on Facebook and stuff. But like my parents, I don't know if they watch the whole stuff, but like they watch the trailers and they'll comment on stuff. And it's like, it's neat to, like, my stepdad was like, yeah, I gotta keep tabs on you, see what's going on. So I listened to or watched the videos and stuff. I was like, that's really cool just to know that they're like out there, like paying attention to stuff. And then there was like, when we were doing Extra Life, which that'll be its own thing, but my mom was excited to watch me stream Fortnite because she'd like heard about the Fortnite dances, and I was like, oh, it's like my mom wants to see me stream. That's really cool. So that made me happy. And then while we were streaming, she called Jessica out because I was fucking around. I was just dancing because I was like, whatever, I'm gonna dance. Jessica, you take care of the enemies. So she's over there shooting stuff, and then an enemy sneaks up and kills me. And so my mom's like, well, if your partner was a better shot, you wouldn't have died. And I was like, oh, sick burn from my mom. And that was just like the pinnacle of my year. I was like, that made me laugh so hard. So my mom's fun.
Speaking of Extra Life, it was amazing to see the turnout we got for Extra Life. Like this team, the podcast posse that we formed, and like how much money we raised, was really awesome. Because I think Extra Life is always something I want to do every year because it is maybe not the full 24-hour thing, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's giving back, and it's something that's very important to me, and it's a beautiful thing to see, and like I was very proud of us because this is the first year we did it under Geek Heart Games, and like it's just awesome, like to see people come out and support us and donate, and can't wait for next year. Yeah, what about you, Sam? How did you feel about Extra Life?
Yeah, it was great. It was my first time to participate as an actual teammate. I just jumped onto other people's streams in the past and donated in the past. So it was exciting. It was fun to stream. It was fun to get to play with people that I don't usually get to play with as much. So we had a really good time with it. So looking forward to doing some more. Yeah, I think that's about it for me. Did you have some more?
Oh, okay. Just one last thing. So if you didn't know, about a year ago, I was in a car accident, and I've been having some major back issues. I'm gonna have to have a surgery because of it, and it's been rough this year. Like 2018 has been a very rough year for me. I'm in a lot of pain all the time. Don't sleep very much, and so it's hard some days. Like there are days I don't want to do stuff, but waking up, looking at Twitter, looking at the Discord, and seeing like the people interacting with us and the community we have formed here, it really helps. It really gets me through my days. So thank you guys for the community we formed here. You help a broken shell of a person feel like a person every now and then. And thank you to Sam, because like without you, a lot of this stuff would not work. And so thank you for making 2018 a good year for me, and I love you. I love all of you in the community. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for supporting us. And I can't wait for 2019. It's going to be an amazing year for Geek Heart Games. So yeah.
Thank you, and I love you too. I feel like that sounds really inadequate now, but yeah. No, but you're my best friend, and when I often will come into recording something and I've had a rough day, I'm in a real bad mood, I'm real cranky about stuff, and as soon as we start talking, like immediately I start having fun and I start having a good time. I don't know, when we're together we make happiness. So
yeah, it is true. Like once we start recording, like I usually feel better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So we're just happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Yeah. All right.
Oh, one other thing. Just I forgot, but the thing that brings me so much joy is anytime someone other than me posts something in the That's What She Said channel in our Discord, it just makes me feel so happy that we have it, that people participate, that I'm not the only one making the jokes. I'm like, yes, you guys are great. So keep them coming.
All right. All right. Well, I think it's going to wrap us up for this week. So next week is our Game of the Year show. Just a little bit of a heads up. Did you have something to say, or
are you going to talk about the Twitter poll?
Yes. So we're going to have some Twitter polls going up on Wednesday after Christmas. So you'll be able to vote. There's going to be 4 polls, 4 games each. Those are going to be going up Wednesday, and Thursday we'll have like the winner of those 4. We'll go into one final poll, and then we will be recording that Friday or Saturday, whatever, for the Game of the Year show. So we'll read out the winner of that. So be sure to be going to our Twitter. It's twitter.com/geekheartgames. But yeah, next week is our Geek Heart game, or Geek Heart Games. It is the Geek Heart Games Game of the Year show. Just a little bit of heads up, it's not like a normal Game of the Year show as you probably listen to, where people argue with each other. There's only two of us. We don't feel like that'd be enjoyable.
We don't like to argue.
Also, we don't like to argue. I just feel like it does a disservice to these video games, because all the video games we're going to talk about are great. Any game we don't talk about is great, because video games are great overall. Yeah. So we're going to each have a top 10. I'm sure there'll be some overlap, but we also have some other categories we'll go over on the show. We may skip what we've been playing. We'll just talk about, we do have a lot of categories to go through. But you can also write into us at contact@geekheartgames.com, or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter at Geek Heart Games, and let us know what your game of the year is. What is the game that stood out to you as the best game that you played all year? And we'll read it out on the show. So yeah. Anything else you want to say about the show next week, Sam?
It's going to be fantastic. I can tell you that right now. So.
It'll be pretty good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
So we got our first Game of the Year show. Pumped.
Yeah.
We got trophies made.
No.
Right?
No.
We didn't get that fast?
No.
Jerry, come on, man.
He's getting fired, man.
He's getting fired.
He's been reading your mail. So.
Yes, I think Jerry. You gotta make those budget cuts in 2019, you know. So yeah, like I said, reach us at contact@geekheartgames.com, Twitter and Facebook at Geek Heart Games. You can find our Twitch streams at Geek Heart Games, or no, twitch.tv/Geek Heart Games. I always mix it up. You can find our YouTube videos, which we've had some archives of community nights and our extra live streams back in the day. We had our Onrush community night one go up. We had 2 videos worth. You can find that at geekheartgames.com/YouTube. You can find that at Discord that we talked so much about tonight at geekheartgames.com/Discord. You can find our shirts and merch and stuff like that. There's only shirts. I don't know why I said merch.
Shirts. We need to make some new shirts too.
Yeah. At geekheartgames.com/shirts. I think that's everything.
I think that's everything.
I feel like there's always like one more thing. Like, we should just add something extra so I stop feeling like there's one more thing. Like,
do the reviews. If you want to leave us a review, you can go to iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, and we would love to have a nice review from you. So yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. So once again, have a Merry Geekmas and a Happy Holidays, no matter what you celebrate. We hope you get all the video games you ever wanted. Be safe out there. People are crazy and drive like madmen. Stay safe. And we love you guys so much. So if you would like to reach out to me on Twitter, I am at ComicBookCody. Sam?
I'm at SKSUVAK.
All right. Sam? Take it away.
We're just 2 geeks who heart games and our friends and each other. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah!
All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm hosting, right? I'm not like fucking doing all this shit and you're the fucking hook. I'm like counting, you're just like, go with the flow, Cody. Go with the flow.
Yes, you're hosting. Although
I'm awkward. I'm like 3, 2, 1. We're at the same time. Like, hello.
Okay, but I think that's now the better outro. That was really funny.
I'm hosting correctly. All right. 3, 2, 1. I forgot how to do an intro. God, I'm so tired. Oh my god. Okay, I got it. All right, we're good. I just needed a moment of clarity. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to episode 42 of the.
God damn it. God damn it.
See, you messed it up twice and it was funny, and I was like, we need a 3rd time for this outro stinger to be really funny. So there you go. Now you can do it for real.